Hello everyone, welcome to the Weekly Crunch. Today we're going to be discussing comics for the week of 6/13/2018. And as usual, we're going to start off with DC first and then go into Marvel. If y'all want, just put in the comments and we'll start doing Image Comics while we're at it, and Dark Horse, and just any other things y'all want to see covered. But let's get to this. And first up, we have Batman Prelude to the Wedding, Batgirl versus the Riddler. And guys, we're covering this. We've already covered the previous two Preludes to the Wedding. On the eve of Batman's wedding to Catwoman, two of Gotham City's finest minds clash. In her role as Oracle, Barbara Gordon wired all of her allies together. But when the Riddler takes on Batgirl, will he tear everything asunder? I feel like Batgirl's got this handled, guys. Next up, we have Detective Comics 982, and the Detective Comics have been amazing. I love Batwoman's role. I love Black Lightning's in this one, guys. Whew. And just like everything's just been really, really like dope with it. On the Outside Part 1, Duke Thomas, Cassandra Cain. They and other young heroes don't intend to stand down, no matter what Batman thinks is best. Who can Batman trust to guide them? They need a teacher, and Black Lightning fits the bill. Now, guys, I think this is wrong, actually. This was the previous Detective Comics 982, and I'm not sure what happened with that, but let me check to make sure real quick. Because I have no clue why they changed it, but I'm pretty positive they changed it. Here we go, guys. Yeah, it's actually the cursing of Gotham City. The abduction of a child by a strange, militant religious sect of Gotham's homeless takes Batman into the city's darkest subterranean tunnels and into the upside-down world of vicious spirit Deacon Blackfire. Now, I have no clue why they changed that. It actually kind of riddles me, and I don't like it, because I was looking forward to the Black Lightning. Next up, we have Eternity Girl number 4. And this is a 6-issue series. The Eternal Lord of Order, known as Crash, takes us on a tour of alternate Eternity Girls throughout the endless possibilities of existence. Throughout them, all one thing remains constant. Madam Atom and Eternity Girl locked in a constant struggle of death and rebirth until now. Now everything ends. Forever. Oh, well then. Not really sure about that Eternity Girl. I've never read that yet. Flash number 48. Flash 4 Part 2. Barry Allen and Wally West are brought to the future to stand trial for the murder of Eobard Thawne, but a terrible truth is uncovered when they reach the court, and Wally West is confronted with something he never even realized he lost. I actually need to catch up on that Flash 4, to be honest with you all. I didn't read Part 1 yet. Next up, we have Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. Yeah, I know, it's bad, but we've been kind of swamped lately, especially with E3 going on. We're actually going to do some E3 videos of our favorite games and stuff, guys, if y'all want to check that out. This is a gaming nerd channel, so we have gaming, comics, and just any nerd culture stuff. But next up we have Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern's Corps, and Dark Stars Rising, Part 5. The Green Lantern Corps has gathered its forces to stand against the encroaching threat of the Dark Stars, but not even John Stewart was prepared for their next move. The Dark Stars enlist Guy Gardner into the ranks. Well, damn. Pretty good. Next up here we have Hawkman number 1. We're actually going to be covering this one because it's the number 1 issue. I'm trying to gauge what you all like. Spinning out of the events of Dark Knight's Metal, who would have thought, Carter Hall returns to the DC Universe. An explorer of the ancient and unknown, Hawkman finds himself embroiled in a long-standing mission to discover the true purpose of his many reincarnations. Carter races around the globe trying to piece together an ancient prophecy, but will he be able to face down his past lives lurking around every corner? Immortal Men number 3, and we'll be getting to this series eventually, guys, because I really like the cast of this series. I've only read issue 1, and it was really good, and I'm looking forward to the rest of them. The End of Forever, Part 3. The Immortal Men have risked everything to save the otherwise unremarkable teenager, Caden Park. But neither Caden nor the immortal heroes who saved him now the crucial role he's predicted to play in the upcoming war between the Immortal Men, so when the hero Reload falls into the horrifying hands of the Bloodless, Caden Park must learn the secret history of the DC Universe and the truth behind his family heritage, and fast before the Batman who laughs has all his pawns in play. Next up, we have Man of Steel number 3. And this has been a great series, guys. We've covered the first 2 issues from Brian Michael Bendis. I'm loving it. Rogozar's pretty raw. The merciless killer and zealot calling himself Rogozar has searched the cosmos for Superman, and when he reaches the Fortress of Solitude, his actions will cut Superman to the core. Wonder what he does. That's a pretty dope cover. Mr. Miracle number 9. This is a 12-issue series. After war comes peace. The bloody battles that waged across New Genesis and Apocalypse have come to an end, and now Mr. Miracle and Caliban must sit down and discuss the truths. Can Scott Free trust the former minions of Darkseid to keep their word? Not likely, but a leader sometimes has to take a risk in service to the greater good. Perhaps the more pressing question, though, is whether Big Barda can make it through the negotiations without beating the life out of the assassin Kanto. New Superman and the Justice League of China. I read the first arc of this, and New Superman is actually really cool. Fear the future. New Superman and the Justice League of China prepare for their final mission, and the fate of the Chinese metahuman future lies in the treacherous realm of ghosts. The team must enter the realm and confront their greatest fears to discover the path forward for their country, and help restore balance to the entire world in the process. So is that the last one? Plastic Man number 1. Guys, we're actually dropping this video tomorrow for you. I already did it. Meet Eel O'Brien, a petty thug, thief, and con artist who runs a strip club. Hey, he's also dead. At least according to the game that tossed him out like last week's garbage. Literally. Don't worry, though. He bounced back from all that, and now he's trying to make a new life for himself, but the effort is stretching him pretty thin. How can he get revenge on his old boss, keep a street kid out of trouble, and make a dancer fall in love with him and stop a mysterious society from taking over the world? Eel has no idea. It is a good book, and it is funny. Pick that up. I did. It is good. We have Red Hood and the Outlaws number 23 here. Red Hood about to knock him out with that shovel, though. Bizarro is teetering on the brink between brilliance and, well, Bizarro. Artemis is coming to grips with her past as a secret envoy to Lex Luthor, but it's Red Hood who's in for the shock of his life when he finds the cache of letters Ma Gunn kept from him when he was a ward under her care. Letters from his father. Jason Todd has hated his deadbeat dad as long as he can remember, but what he's about to learn may threaten the future of the Outlaws and anyone who dares to stand in Jason's path. Well, can't wait to see who that is. We have Scooby Apocalypse 26 here. Realistic Scooby-Doo, that actually looks kind of cool, guys. With one of their own dead, the members of the Scooby Gang wrestle with their grief, but there's precious little time to mourn because a new threat is rising, one that may spell an end to the gang's hope of building a heaven for the survivors of the nanite plague. We might be covering that, guys. Sideways number 5, guys, and we're bringing you the Sideways series eventually. We just have to get through all these other ones first. After the devastating loss of one of the most important people in his life, Derek James tries to throw himself into being the hero sideways to distract himself. Unfortunately, new villain the Showman has arrived to tear those wounds right back open. I'm digging Sideways. He's my favorite new hero next to Damage. Really interesting. Seems like a Spider-Man ripoff, but he's really interesting. Maybe that's what makes him so good. I never liked Spider-Man. I guess it was a spider kind of thing to do with it, but Sideways is dope. Suicide Squad number 43. Construction Part 3. Trained to kill by Cobra. Deadshot's daughter Zoe may be even more deadly than her father. Batman and Deadshot must face her down and stop her before she kills both them and all of Cobra. Maybe it's Zoe. Sorry guys with chop names. We have the Titan Special number 1, and we'll be covering this too. Oh yeah, it's a really cool cover. I'm feeling that. It's the dawn of a new age of Titans. The events of Metal and No Justice have left the team in tatters, but a strange new threat has emerged to lead Nightwing to reassemble the Titans with a mix of old blood and new. A rash of metahuman power fluctuations are threatening people around the globe, and only the friends who grew up as superheroes can help those whose powers have grown out of control. It all starts here in the special issue, kicking off a bold new direction. Wildstorm, Michael Cray. Issue 8. That looks dope. Constantine and Diana Prince promise Michael they can help him help free him from the alien consciousness growing inside of him, but in order for them to help, Cray must keep them both alive, protecting them from his former team as Tralian aims war at them all. How far is Cray willing to go to rid himself of that thing festering inside his mind, and how far will that alien inside Cray go to protect himself? We might have to read that. And last for DC, we have Wonder Woman number 48. Wonder Woman's been really cool. Oh, that's super dope. The Dark Gods Part 3. Every hero on Earth has tested their mettle against the Dark Gods, except for Wonder Woman, who's not on Earth. With Diana lost in space fighting off the gods, assault on the Star Sapphires, it's down to Jason to protect her planet and her friends, but he hasn't won a fight yet. Pretty sure Jason was her brother. Twin brother. Something like that. Alright guys, now for our Marvel comics this week. Deadpool Assassin 1. And this is a 6-issue series. We're going to be covering this. This is the first issue. The Regeneration Degenerate and his old pal Weasel are back, and they're imposing their special brand of justice on any other killers for hire who don't live up to their mortal code, starting with a dangerous operation that'll take Deadpool into the heart of a castle filled with ninja, who will stab Deadpool multiple times in this issue. Ouch. And that says nothing of the emotional damage the Merc with the mouth is constantly grappling with. Leave the kiddos at home, true believers, because Killer Cullen Bunn and never misses his Mark Bagley are bringing you mercenary action as you like it. Bombastic, badass, and of course bloody parental advisory. Yup. Sounds like Deadpool. Domino number 3. Not sure who the other two are. They look kind of cool. So we have Girls. Domino's luck is running out, and not just figuratively. Her powers are fading away. What good is our favorite soldier of fortune without the good fortune? She's got her back in so well, and that doesn't mean nobody's got her back. Outlaw, Diamondback, and a very special, very secret guest are in Dom's corner. Plus, Domino's mysterious arch nemesis strikes. Well, that's cool. Not sure what the Exiles are, guys, but we'll probably be covering this. Blackbeard Ben and the Busted Talus. When the broken Talus sends them hurtling through time, the Exiles find themselves on the open seas. But this is no pirate's paradise. If the Exiles don't recover the Talus and return to their mission, Earth and the rest of reality is lost. But they'll need help. The legendary Blackbeard, aka Ben Grimm, formerly the Thing, just might be willing to lend a ship. Do what? Hunt for Wolverine, Adamantium Agenda. 1 of 4. This is a second printing. Snicked. A sound that once made blood run cold, which the Avengers want to ensure is never used for evil again. Due to a promise made between heroes, the new Avengers have reassembled to make sure Logan's body isn't misused. Iron Man, Spider-Man, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage discover a deep state conspiracy that leads to a shocking DNA discovery and metallurgic miracle in the Marvel Universe. Hunt for Wolverine, Adamantium Agenda number 2. Dang. The original New Avengers are joined by a new ally. After the explosive events of the last issue, will our heroes be able to recover? Tony Stark has been keeping a secret, and it's about to catch up to him. The trail leads to one of the X-Men's greatest foes. Well, we might be reading them guys, them books, guys, because that was pretty epic. Pretty epic cover there. Drew me in. Infinity Countdown Darkhawk number 2. Darkhawk takes to the space base, determined to take down the fraternity of Raptors and save the brother of his good friend Nova, aka Richard Rider, but the Raptors have a few new tricks up their sleeve that he might not be ready for. Marvel Rising Alpha number 1. This summer, Squirrel Girl meets Miss Marvel for the very first time. When Doreen Green, also known as the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, volunteers as head counselor for an extracurricular computer programming class, little does she know that junior counselor Kamala Khan moonlights as crime-fighting superhero Miss Marvel, but this coding configuration is more than just ones and zeros when a mysterious new supervillain shows her face. Will our heroes be able to save the day without blowing their secret identities? Join Miss Marvel and Squirrel Girl with some special guest appearances as they learn what it truly takes to become the next generation of Marvel heroes. Yeah. Squirrel Girl OP. Marvel 2-in-1 Annual number 1. Well, the Thing and the infamous Iron Man unraveling the secrets of the Secret Wars. There's but one place in the multiverse where Victor Von Doom holds no sway, a spot where even Doom can be judged and tamed, a place that houses the Council of Reeds. Can Doom escape with his life in order to save Ben and Johnny? New Mutants Dead Souls, number 4. Whoa. Funeral for a New Mutant. Following the tragic events of last issue, the New Mutants come together to bury one of their own. Can the team put aside their differences long enough to avenge their fallen teammate? Or will this loss tear them apart? Featuring guest appearances by all your favorite X-Men characters as they come to say goodbye. Or do they? Huh. Old Man Logan number 41. Kraven's Hunt for Logan. It's a showdown in the Savage Land. Will Logan be able to outwit Kraven, Marvel's greatest hunter? And what's behind Kraven's obsession with killing Logan? I know, right? Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 305. I was going to say Peter Parker. Come on, guys. Don't kill me. In a world without Spider-Man, Norman Osborn reigns supreme. Can Peter trust one of history's greatest villains to see things right? Next up, we have Punisher number 226. Alrighty. Frank Castle versus Hydra Nation. After being used by evil Steve Rogers during Secret Empire, Frank Castle is out for revenge. First on Frank's big targets list, Baron Zemo, but Frank's not the only one who hasn't shaken up the specter of Hydra Nation, and Zemo may have a few surprises of his own. Quicksilver No Surrender number 2. We will probably be covering this series too, guys. Oh, yes, that's cool. Racing out of the pages of Avengers No Surrender. No surrender, no justice. That's kind of similar. Even at the best of times, Pietro Maximoff has found a way to become his own worst enemy, and as he fights for survival alone at the edge of reality, his personal demons loom larger than ever. Can Quicksilver overcome his flaws and find his way home, or is he doomed to be lost forever? S.H.I.E.L.D. number 6 Jonathan Hickman and Dustin Weaver's unfinished epic gets its conclusion. Jonathan Hickman and Dustin Weaver's unfinished epic 2010-2011 finally gets its conclusion. What the The Brotherhood of the Shield is made of the likes of Da Vinci, Stark, Tesla, and Richards, but they're in trouble. Sir Isaac Newton stands with his foot on the world's throat, and no one can stop him. The battle that decides our present is waged in the future. What? That's different. Spider-Man Deadpool number 34. That is some cool art. It has like... oh, yeah, this is good. It's the planet of the pools. What dark technology from the secret recesses of S.H.I.E.L.D. history powers these LMD Edpools to defeat the foe pool who took his ability to walk? Old Man Park will have to make a decision that alters his future and our present. What the hell? Thor number 1. Jason Aaron and Mike Del Mundo take the Prince of Asgard in a whole new direction. Thor Odinson has regained his mantle, and with it, a wild new world of trouble on his mighty hands. The artifacts of Asgard have been scattered across the earth, and to reclaim them, Thor will have to face some ugly truths, like the production costs of hundreds of new hammers, and the Thunder God is going to need every last one of them if he's going to stop the unstoppable Juggernaut. Dang, Thor versus Juggernaut? Jason Aaron takes the Prince of Asgard in a whole new direction with the young gun artist Mike Del Mundo joining him at the helm. And don't miss the latest chapter of the King Thor saga with acclaimed Black Bolt artist Christian Ward as the Thor of the far future encounters an old friend who's undergone some startling changes. The Black Bolt series was really good, guys. It was dope. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, number 33. Trapped in a deadly room from which the only escape is death, Squirrel Girl and Kraven must try to figure out a way to survive. But who is pulling the strings? Why does someone want them dead? And even if they can escape, what guarantee do they have that their troubles aren't just beginning? None. They have no guarantees, which is too bad for them, but great for you, the reader. And it's especially great for you, the reader, who is presumably interested in stories of superhero conflict and superpowered fights. All that plus brain drain, koi boy, chipmunk hunk, and more await you in the issue so astounding, so filled with adventure that we can only call it the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl issue 33. What? I know y'all been waiting for this one ever since the last issue. And we have Venom number 2. Rex Part 2 from Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. Long ago, a mythical monster once terrorized both humanity and the Clintar alike. Now it's awake and it's angry. To make matters worse, this ancient horror has unique influence over the Venom symbiote, and influence that threatens to sever Eddie Brock's connection with his other if he survived the first issue. I actually can't wait to review that for you guys. And lastly, we have X-Men Blue number 29. The search for Jimmy Hudson with the original 5 X-Men lost in space. A new team of mutants has emerged to face the White Queen, Havoc, Miss Sinister, and Bastion. While the new X-Men are away, the Marauders will play, striking viciously at Magneto. Magneto is forced to make a terrible decision, leading him ever closer to the darkness he has tried to put behind him. That's our comics this week, guys. Those were the comics for the week of June 13th of 2018, and I'm looking forward to doing these comics for you. I know Dustin is. We still haven't got this whole thing figured out. That's why I'm doing it again this week. Sorry. I know y'all probably want to hear us both on here. If you all liked anything, if you all enjoyed this, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. I'm your host, Zach, and have a good day. Peace.